The American Basketball Association is the largest pro league in the world. Some great opportunities for team ownership are available, and the cost may surprise you. If you've ever thought about team ownership in a pro league, give us the opportunity to help make it a reality. Reach out to us for more info. For USA teams at www.abaliveaction.com. In Australia, go to www.abaleagueaustralia.com.
Hey guys, it's time for a new episode of ABA One-on-One.
Open up, yeah. Open up now. Open up. Open up, yeah. Open up. Open up now.
I give a damn doc, give him a bone. Give a damn doc a bone. I give a damn doc, give him a bone. Give a damn doc a bone.
I give him a bone.
Damn doc, give him a bone. Give a damn doc a bone.
I give him a bone.
Give a damn doc, give him a bone.
The best way to keep up with everything happening around here at ABA One-on-One is to join our monthly newsletter. Just for joining, we give you $230 worth of free gifts from our sponsors once you confirm your email address. You can unsubscribe at any time, but why would you? Just go to our website, www.aba1on1.club, scroll to the bottom of the page, and subscribe. We got Rick back here again. As we said, he's going to try to be a weekly fixture on the show. Wow. We're hoping Brian will be with us this week, but man, you won't believe this. Someone actually ran into his car while it was parked and then kept going. I think they had, some coronavirus insanity thing happening. But anyway, we got Rick here. He's got some stuff he wants to talk to you about for young athletes coming up in the game. And then later on, we're going to have a great story from Rick, as we promised. He's worked with a lot of people, so he's got tons of stories that, he can, and knowledge that he can be passing on to us. So without further ado, hey, Rick, I hope you're well, and I hope everything's going good over there, weather-wise, and you and the wife staying safe. But, what is it you want to kind of, tell these young athletes coming up in the game?
Well, thanks, CJ, for having me, and thank you for your patience, because, I'm a little technology challenged at times. I want to thank you guys again. Great to be back with two, I was going to say two legends, but now it's only one, CJ, but because of the bad luck in Brian, that's really unfortunate. Hit and run somebody, that's people are like that sometimes, unfortunately.
Oh, yeah.
And I want to say thanks to the Brain Trust of the ABA and all of the work they're doing to promote the ABA and promote basketball in general and regionally and globally. And I think that's really a tribute to them. So with that being said, no further ado, what I wanted to talk about, I've been thinking about it this week. I spent 4 or 5 days last week up in Tallahassee with my daughter, who's at Florida State. That school is closed, but she's got a job, so she's still up there. So I wanted to spend a few days with her, and that's where I broadcast from last week. I've been thinking about what I was going to talk about this week, and thing kind of dawned on me about these kids, these young people. I'm not going to call them kids, young people, and how we have their future in our hands, and the way we conduct ourselves as role models and whatnot. And, I feel very passionate about being honest with the young people, yet being sensitive to their goals and their desires, what they want to do, because a lot of kids here in the United States, and I'm sure it's worldwide, in Australia and everywhere, a lot of them's ultimate goals to get to the league, and which is completely unrealistic. The chances of a kid making it to the NBA are, it's astronomical. But what I'm trying to get them to understand, whatever you do, whatever level you play at, be your best. Do what's best for you. And, that's hard. But, the kids understand, no matter what level you play at, do your best. And, I'm a big believer in sports, basketball, athletics, how it transfers over to life. Because in life, it's the same type concept. You do your very best. You may not be successful today, but you'll come back tomorrow and do it again tomorrow. To have that desire and that drive to do your best, not somebody else's best, but your best. And that's a concept these kids need to be taught. These young people.
Agreed.
Kids, these young people need to be taught that. And, I feel like, I want them to realize and appreciate, the concepts of doing their best, whatever that best, whether it be academically or sports. We're talking about sports here because I'm a basketball guy, but I'm talking about everything in general. These kids, we have their life in our hands right now. That's the next generation. We got to prepare these young people. Yeah,
I have to agree with you on that. Coming up, I had a chance to try for Lakers camp, and man, I thought that meant I was on my way. I really did think that meant I was on my way, and I kept telling my mom, if I do this and I get through, our life's going to change. And back then, I think they were only offering you, but it seemed like a lot when I was coming up, $75,000 just to ride the bench, and I remember, just kept thinking, oh my God, I got to make this, change my life, and as you said, man, they had thousands of people there where it looked like thousands, but only a couple people even got through, so I got the harsh reality, smack in the face that, you got to be something special to get to that level, like real special. And I do see a lot of players myself that even out here that in Australia that think that they are above everything, but they're still playing in, not that elite level comps, but they have it in their head that they're going to get there, and the reality is, like you said, a lot of them won't. I'm proof of that.
Yeah. Well, I totally agree with that. It's amazing, though, with all the leagues in this world, Europe, Asia, Australia, CBA, ABA, all the leagues, kids that really put their heart in it and do the things that they need to do, a lot of them can play at some level, whether it be in high school, whether it be in college. But, again, the chances of making the NBA at that highest level, it's so astronomically small that it's not even hardly worth even talking about. And I think about this all the time. It's not necessarily the ability because, oh, man, I can play better than this guy, or I can play better than that guy. It's a funny story. When we used to ride the bands, when I was coaching at Bethune-Cookman University, we had these road trips, and we would fly to the game, and then we had two vans would take us to our hotel. And I would drive one van, and the other assistant coach would drive the other van. And some of the kids, we'd be talking and laughing and talking about the NBA and whatnot. And I'd always, one of the kids would say, this kid, that guy can't play. And finally I said, no, stop right now. Let me just talk to you about this. That can't play, there's no such animal in the NBA that can't play. The worst player in the NBA would dominate any other league in the world. I said, so you can't really say can't play. Maybe they don't play as good as others.
Yeah.
But, having that sense in any professional sport, if somebody's paying you to play, then I'm assuming you can probably play. I had an opportunity to play in Europe for 2 years, and, I'm a very average player at best. But, again, that's about learning your role. I knew I was a very average player, but, I tried to do what I could do and do the best to my ability. And, that's the way it works. But whether it be in sports or law or medicine or whatever it is. But, I always thought about that. I always laughed about that. Even when I see those young men now who are adults, that they're out of college now. Whenever we'd always laugh about that. I said, you remember you told me that this guy couldn't play? And he started laughing. He said, yeah, I know, Coach. I know. He can play. He can play. But,
Yeah.
you know,
That was going to be my next kind of question for you. Is like, have you coached a player that almost, you know, either succeeded or got very close to making it, you know, to the NBA?
Well, you know, I had a couple of players like that. In junior college, they went on to the Division I level, and that's ultimately was my goal when I was coaching in junior college. I wanted those kids to get to the next level, Division I, and I had probably 25 maybe that went to the Division I level, which is the highest college level here in the United States. But you know, the level. Even if it didn't make it to Division I, there's Division II, there's Division III, there's NAIA, there's different. And I wanted, but the main thing is I wanted to go on and finish your degree. There are 2 years of junior college and then 2 years at a 4-year school. Getting a degree was the ultimate goal. But, and you know, I had a couple. We had one kid that, you know, it's funny. He was from Raleigh, North Carolina, and his name was Jerome. What it is. Jerome Robinson. His son, Jerome Robinson Jr., was the first round pick of the Los Angeles Clippers last year. And he's now, I think, with the Washington Wizards. And I had a couple more like that had the ability. But, you know, at that level, you know, it's so much stuff that people don't understand. There's salary caps. They can move people. There's guaranteed contracts. I go to the summer leagues, the NBA Summer League every summer, either in Las Vegas or in Orlando. And it's amazing. We got probably 50 international scouts there. They're from Italy, they're from Spain, they're from Portugal, they're from every country you can imagine at these summer leagues. Because, you know, these guys in the summer league, and him and 2 or 3 of them will actually hook on with the NBA team. You know, this is their summer league team. This is where they're evaluating players. They're evaluating players for their team.
Right.
What are they going to do with them? They're going to put them in the developmental league, the G League. I mean, what are they going to do? But again, what I'm saying though is there's hundreds of players left over, and they're recruiting them.
Wow.
So
wow.
I saw an Italian scout 2 years or 3 years ago, and great guy. I still know him. I worked his camp over in Italy a couple of years ago, and he was there. And we were talking. He said, "What about that kid? What about that kid?" And I said, "I think he's a player." But he said, "We got a chance at him because he's not going to make the NBA." But the NBA, when they have injuries, when they have problems, if a guy shows out, they can go. A lot of guys from Europe come back to play in the NBA.
Yeah.
And Australia. There's several guys from Australia that's played in the NBA.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah. We have a young man, Samuel DeGara, that we've been trying to help. He's on our website, www.abaleagueaustralia.com. If anyone wants to check him out, might be a coach or a team owner. But Samuel's 7'5.5", and man, he plays really good. He's playing played in Europe for a minute. He's from Malta, as I said, but he been playing in the Asian League a lot and dominating the game. You know, we were trying to get him over to play in Atlanta with the Grizzlies over there, and you know, we just weren't able to make it happen. But this guy's been looked at by the NBA twice, and if you ever look at his workout ethics, you'd be like, "How's this guy not playing? How's this guy not playing in the NBA?" You know, and 7'5.5", you know, is like, you know, I mean, I know. You know, we got that taco guy that's a little bit bigger, but, you know, it's like, this is a big guy with skill, and he's 28 years old. You think it's guaranteed NBA, you know, so it just shows like what you're saying, expectations, man, you know, is, and the league, you know, they just, with the salary caps and can't, you know, it does make it hard for a player to excel.
You know, I remember a number of years ago, the New York Knicks used to have their training camp in Charleston, South Carolina, and the junior college I was at wasn't far from us, so I'd go over to their training camp. Pat Riley was coaching them then, and he was first of all, their practices are closed, but my philosophy is there's no such thing as closed. So I kind of wheeled and dealed and got in and watched these practices. That was back in the 90s with Patrick Ewing and Anthony Mason and Doc Rivers and John Starks. I mean, they had a team. And Starks. It was amazing. In training camp, they had 19 players in training camp. And I'm thinking to myself, I wonder how many of those, because some good players. Yeah. But of those 19 contracts, they had 12 that was guaranteed, meaning you can't, you can cut them if you want, but you can pay them. And they're not going to cut a guaranteed player.
Right.
I mean, that's, financially, that wouldn't be smart. But they're not going to do it. They're not going to cut Hubert Davis, and I go cut Patrick Ewing, then I go cut, I go on and on the list. Yeah. So those guys, those extra 7 guys that was in training camp, they used them for practice, and it helped them, and it helped, you got to have guys in bodies in practice. Yeah. But of those 7 or 8 guys, I think 6 of them got jobs either in Europe or in Asia. So that was kind of an eye opener for me. Yeah. That and so I thought that was pretty interesting. Those guaranteed contracts, they're guaranteed for a reason. I mean, these are veterans we're talking about. These guys, these are men now we're talking about. We're not talking about young aspiring athletes now. Although there's a 1 or 2 every now and then, but for the most part, these are veterans from 25 to 35 that's been playing in the league for a while. Yeah. It's amazing, and you watch the talent out there. I've traveled around the world. I've visited a lot of different teams, and I've met players from everywhere you can name, and it's so amazing sometimes when you see the talent. I see guys and I go, like I said, I always say it, how did he not make the NBA? So it just shows that talent pool is super tough, and that's why I appreciate all the players that do get there, and having leagues like our own, giving those guys the extra place to show up. We've got some guys in the ABA. As back when I first joined with the ABA early 2017, Joe Newman was showing me, some of the G League camps had ABA teams that they were playing against, and just to show you for practice and just show you the caliber of what our guys were doing. Pretty soon, I hear him next year saying that, the G League is not playing any more ABA teams. Like, they weren't allowing us to match up with them anymore. So I'm like, okay, like, what, they don't think we're good enough? Or and then I find out that the ABA was giving them hell, so we got some really strong players in the ABA, and they've proven themselves over and over, but like we said, just getting the elusive goal of making the NBA, is a tough job, for anybody. But, another thing that's interesting, CJ, here in Daytona Beach where I live, there's an academy here. It's a postgraduate academy. They got some really, really nice facilities. Got 3 or 4 gyms and pool court gyms and whatnot. And they got a couple guys here. Matter of fact, they're here working out right now because because of this coronavirus, they can't really go anywhere. Yeah. And one of them's a 7-footer from the Philippines, and the other one's about a 6'5" guard from the Philippines. They play in the Philippines. Wow. And I've been going over, they practice on the floor from 1 to 3, and then then 3 to 4, they're in the weight room and the place where I work out. So I've gotten to know these guys these last few weeks. And the 7-footer especially, he's unbelievable how big and strong he is. But, they have a trainer with them. They have a trainer that was assigned to them. and he's putting them through all these different drills and balancing things, which is, you know, the things that they need to get better. Because, and, you know, I talked to him the other day, balance is the most important thing a basketball player can possess. No, without even close, not even close. Balance, being able to balance and have good feet and work like that. But this guy is the 7-footers is so interesting to watch the drills that he puts them through. Because I'm always trying to learn new drills, new techniques with the weights, different things about strengthening your core. You know, it's so interesting, and it's such nice people, and they're here. You'll be here for a while. I'll see them tomorrow, as a matter of fact.
Oh, cool, man. Yeah. Well, man, look, you know, it's good to know that you still, you know, keeping your eye on everything out there and being part of everything, you know, and man, you know, we need more guys. Well, I know we got a lot of guys out there like you. We're gonna try to get a lot of them on the show. But I love chatting with you. I love chatting with you, but man, you said you got a good one this week, old school story that you kind of wanted to pass on to me, and I tell all my buddies over here, I go, man, you should hear some of me and Rick's conversations, man. I go, this guy, and it's so good, but we're gonna wrap this up, and with your passing on a good one for us this week, and then. And then we'll let everybody know, you know, what we're going to be up to in the future.
All right, I won't make this as quick as possible because this could drag on for too long. But I'm coaching in junior college, and I get this Division I transfer. He was at East Carolina University in Greenville, North Carolina. A really good player. He was Player of the Year in the state of South Carolina, but. You know, he left East Carolina not on good terms. I think him and the head coach had a falling out or whatever. So the assistant coach called me and said, I got a kid. You want this kid? I said, absolutely. The Division I transfer, Player of the Year. I would only have him 1 year as a sophomore. So he got there. And I knew about this kid before because I was in South Carolina. He's a little bit wacky. I'll say that nicely. Had a hard time following rules sometime, but he was very, very talented. So I said, okay, Greg, here's the deal. All right, so we go, we played in a tournament in Brunswick, Georgia. And so the first night we play and we win. But the game, and I don't have but 8 players. I had a couple of kids that got hurt and another kid had fallen by the academic wayside. So I only have 8 players. And one of them, I can't hardly even put him in the game because he never really played basketball. But anyway, I call him. So Greg was just killing him. Greg James was his name. He